he's an ocean of knowledge. He used to tell me that my wish was to clear UPSC. So he used to tell me all the stories about his when he was child. So he used to tell me that at our time there was no resources and and this kind of things. So every time whenever I got stuck in somewhere, so when I was watching news or something, political news, games, sports. If there is any query, I used to ask my father that, Papa, what is the history behind this and that? So he used to elaborate me each and everything, like cricket, football, politics, each and everything. So in this particular point, I love to spend time with my father. And if you can talk about my mother, she's like she's an housemaker. So if there is any personal thing when I got stuck, when I feel like exhausted or something, I got stuck in my life. I used to ask my mother that, Mummy, I am feeling this kind of problem. If you are in my place, how will you resolve these things? So she used to give me answers very calmly, and she's like my guru also. She's very cool, calm, polite, and I personally feel she is like my role lady for me. I used to tell my father, Papa, you are very lucky that you had a wife like my mother.
Okay. And your father must be feeling okay. Yeah, because she's your mother. And that's why you feel so. Ask me. Every husband feels like that. Okay, now my next question. So, in what ways do you resemble the members of your family, your mother and father?
I'm like, I'm in front of my parents. I'm like nothing in front of them. As I have already told you that my father is like, he's well knowledge person. So I'm not like that. Although I have interest in all these things, but I have very little knowledge. Or if I can talk about my mother, she's also like very cool, calm, as I told. And I'm not like that. Sometimes I got very aggressive, and I even don't know how to face challenges of outside world. So she knows them better than me. So it's like if I have to compare myself, so I'm like 10 to 20% of of my mother father only.
Okay, but in terms of physical features, whom do you resemble more? Your father more or your mother more?
My father.
Elaborate. Height,
Uh, my
facial
father, like
features.
everybody used to call me that you have very different kind of ears, and I have never saw such kind of ears. It's like very unique. It's like I in my whole family, my father are they are five brothers and one sister. So no one is like that. And only my father and me, we both are like each other, and like we have very we have blushing face. Not blushing face exactly, but we
Cheerful.
are
We are high
uh,
on energy. We are always high on energy.
yes.
We are cheerful, energetic.
Yes, he's of 67 right now, and he's very energetic right now. And my whole family used to call me at you are like your father. So in terms of physique and facial looks, I am
Facial
totally like my
features.
father. Facial
Height,
features,
weight,
yes.
facial features, build.
Yes.
What about habits?
Habits are not resemble.
Okay. What about temperament?
Temperament, he's very cool, calm, composed. I
So you also
personally
are
feel
like
like
that.
no, I'm like his 10 to 20%. Although people used to call me that you are also cool, calm, but I know because on daily basis, it's like I'm not shouting in front of outsiders, but I personally feel on my mind that I'm not taking this situation
Calmly.
cool and calmly. So I don't think I'm like them.
Okay. In what ways are you different from the members of your family?
Uh, Different from my family, whether it is good or bad.
Whatever.
I am very different. I have done lots of hard work if I compare to my parents, because as my father told when he just came from our hometown Uttarakhand, so he just got his job. He's got a government job, and he spent the whole life very smoothly, easily. He was like, and for me that was totally different. I am working as in a private organization, so it's like very difficult for me to do all the work. Like it's like, for first of all, it's like traveling. As I told you that it's like 2 hours one side, so
Hmm.
4 hours I have to travel for my. But my father used to travel 10 minutes a day. So
Okay, so in terms of
these
hard work, you
things,
feel that you work harder.
yes, 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 yes.
All right. Okay. Now, one last question, and that is, do you think that the closeness and warmth among the family members has reduced over time?
Reduced over time.
Hmm.
In my personal opinion, I don't feel, if I only see my family, then it is not like that, because like we are like, still we are like, used to talk with each other, each and everything. I still uh, uh, take opinions from my mother and my father, and still my mother used to run my whole house, and my wife is like the same. Still my parents are running my home, and all the decisions are taken care by my parents. So if we can, if I can talk about my family, the still things are pretty same. But
No,
I don't know
generally,
about other.
generally.
Generally, yes, yeah, I feel like, the things got changed. The children are not respecting their parents. They are shouting on them, or they have very different opinion with their parents. In some families, like, so in these things, I can say that yes, things are getting changed. You
Yeah,
can
yeah.
also
So
say
some
that
of
it's
the
a generation
families,
gap.
yeah, definitely. Some of the families we see that children are too self-centered because they are raised that way, so they become self-centered. They don't care much about their parents and their opinions. And
And my
in the
parents,
past,
I feel like parents are also not flexible in some of the cases.
yes, they are not.
They are very rigid.
They are very rigid. I understand. Yes. Right. Thank you so much for being so truthful. And even Asha, Aisha, all of you are being very, very honest.